Across our planet, a ceaseless ballet unfolds. Forces of unimaginable power sculpt mountains, carve coastlines, and paint the skies with breathtaking beauty. But this awe-inspiring majesty has a darker side, a capacity for destruction that can shake the very foundations of our world. Today, we journey into the heart of this paradox, exploring the profound impact of nature's most devastating disasters. From the depths of the ocean to the peaks of fiery volcanoes, we'll witness the raw power of earthquakes, tsunamis, and hurricanes, events that have left an indelible mark on the tapestry of human history. These are not mere tales of devastation, but stories of resilience, of communities rising from the ashes, and the enduring spirit of humanity in the face of unimaginable loss. Join us now as we uncover the top 10 worst natural disasters ever recorded, a stark reminder of nature's awesome power and our own capacity to overcome adversity. Top 10 begins now. On December 26, 2004, a cataclysm unfolded in the depths of the Indian Ocean, an earthquake of unimaginable magnitude, registering a staggering 9.1 on the Richter scale, ripped through the Earth's crust off the coast of Sumatra. The tremors unleashed a monstrous wall of water, a tsunami of unimaginable scale that surged across the Indian Ocean with terrifying speed. Coastal communities from Indonesia to Thailand, Sri Lanka to Somalia were caught in the path of this unstoppable force. Over 230,000 lives were lost in the blink of an eye, a stark testament to the raw power of nature unleashed. Yet, even in the face of such unimaginable loss, the human spirit endured. Stories of extraordinary courage and compassion emerged from the wreckage. The Boxing Day tsunami serves as a poignant reminder of the awesome power of our planet and the importance of global cooperation in the face of tragedy. Famine, a silent killer, has stalked humanity throughout history. But few famines have been as devastating, as profoundly impactful, as the Great Chinese Famine of 1959 to 1961. A confluence of factors, both natural and man-made, conspired to create this perfect storm of suffering. The Great Leap Forward, an ambitious but flawed attempt at rapid industrialization, disrupted traditional farming practices and led to widespread agricultural failures. Coupled with this man-made disaster came a series of severe weather events. Drought gripped vast swathes of the country, scorching crops and leaving fields barren. The result was a catastrophe of unimaginable proportions. Millions starved to death, their bodies weakened by relentless hunger. Estimates range from 15 to 45 million lives lost, a staggering figure that represents one of the deadliest famines in human history. The Great Chinese Famine serves as a stark reminder of the delicate balance between humanity and nature. The island city of Galveston, Texas, stood as a bustling port, a jewel of the Gulf Coast, until a fateful day in September 1900, when the full fury of nature descended upon its shores. A hurricane, a swirling vortex of immense power, gathered strength in the warm waters of the Atlantic and set its sights on the unsuspecting city. On September 8th, it struck with terrifying force. Winds, howling like demons unleashed, tore through the streets at speeds exceeding 145 miles per hour. Buildings crumbled, roofs were ripped away, and the once familiar cityscape was transformed into a maelstrom of debris. The true harbinger of destruction was the storm surge, a monstrous wall of water driven ashore by the hurricane's relentless winds. The death toll was staggering. Over 8,000 souls lost in a single day, making it the deadliest natural disaster in US history. From the wreckage, however, emerged a spirit of defiance Galveston would rebuild, stronger and more resilient. The Galveston hurricane serves as a stark reminder of the destructive power of nature, but it also highlights the indomitable spirit of humanity. Chapter 4. The Black Death, a Shadow Across Europe. In the annals of human history, few events have cast as long a shadow as the Black Death. This devastating pandemic, a relentless wave of bubonic plague, swept across Europe and Asia in the mid-14th century, forever altering the course of civilization. Spread by fleas carried on rats, the plague moved swiftly, silently, and with deadly efficiency. Fear and panic gripped the medieval world as the Black Death tightened its grip. Doctors, ill-equipped to combat this unseen enemy, were overwhelmed. Entire communities were decimated, families wiped out, and the social fabric of Europe irrevocably torn. Estimates suggest that as much as 1/3 of Europe's population perished. Yet, from the ashes of this devastating pandemic, a new world order emerged. Labor shortages led to the decline of feudalism, while advancements in medicine and sanitation were spurred by the desperate need to combat future outbreaks. The Black Death serves as a chilling reminder of the vulnerability of even the most powerful civilizations to the whims of nature. Chapter 5. The Haiti Earthquake, a Nation Shattered. On January 12, 2010, Haiti was struck by a devastating earthquake. A 7.0 magnitude quake hit near Port-au-Prince. Buildings swayed and crumbled. Concrete structures turned to rubble. Over 220,000 lives were lost. More than 1.5 million were left homeless. The world watched in horror. The earthquake highlighted the vulnerability of developing nations. It underscored the need for disaster preparedness. The spirit of the Haitian people shone through. Amidst the rubble, they clung to hope. Chapter 6. The Tambora Eruption, a volcanic fury unmatched. The year 1816 became known as the Year Without a Summer. Mount Tambora's eruption in 1815 unleashed a cataclysm. A towering column of ash soared into the atmosphere. Pyroclastic flows incinerated everything in their path. Over 71,000 people perished. The eruption's global impact dimmed the sun's rays. The Tambora eruption is a sobering testament to nature's power. Chapter 7. The 1931 China Floods, a deluge of despair. China, a land of vast rivers and fertile plains, has long been vulnerable to the capricious nature of its waterways. In 1931, a confluence of extreme weather events conspired to unleash a deluge of biblical proportions, resulting in one of the deadliest natural disasters in human history. Unusually heavy monsoon rains saturated the Yangtze River basin, causing the mighty river and its tributaries to swell beyond their banks. Dikes, meant to hold back the surging waters, crumbled under the relentless pressure, unleashing a torrent of destruction upon the densely populated lowlands. Villages and towns, once bustling centers of life, were swallowed by the rising floodwaters. Homes were swept away, crops were destroyed, and millions were left stranded, clinging to whatever high ground they could find. Estimates of the death toll vary widely, a grim testament to the scale of the disaster. Some historians believe as many as 4 million people perished, victims of drowning, disease, and starvation. The 1931 China floods serve as a stark reminder of the destructive power of water, a force that can sustain life but also unleash unimaginable devastation. Chapter 8. The Ethiopian Famine, a Cry for Conscience. The Horn of Africa, a land of arid plains, has long been vulnerable to the vagaries of rainfall. In the early 1980s, a devastating drought gripped Ethiopia, triggering a famine that shocked the world. A combination of natural and man-made factors created this perfect storm of suffering. Prolonged drought decimated crops and livestock. Political instability and conflict exacerbated the crisis. Images of emaciated children shocked the world. The world was confronted with the stark reality of famine. The Ethiopian famine became a global call to action. Aid organizations mobilized, and people around the world donated to alleviate the suffering. The Ethiopian famine marked a turning point in global humanitarian response. Chapter 9. The Tohoku Earthquake and Tsunami, Nature's Double Blow. Japan, a nation forged in the crucible of seismic activity, has long lived with the understanding that earthquakes are an inevitable part of life. But on March 11, 2011, the full fury of the Pacific Plate was unleashed, resulting in a disaster of unprecedented scale. At 2:46 p.m. local time, a magnitude 9.0 earthquake, one of the most powerful ever recorded, ripped through the seabed off the coast of Japan. Buildings swayed violently, alarms blared, and then with a terrifying roar, the tsunami struck. A wall of water, towering over 100 feet high in some areas, surged inland, swallowing entire coastal communities in its path. Homes, businesses, cars, everything in its path were tossed aside like toys, swept away by the relentless force of nature. The images that emerged from the disaster zone were both awe-inspiring and heartbreaking. Entire towns were reduced to rubble, their streets transformed into swirling rivers of debris. The death toll climbed steadily, eventually reaching nearly 20,000. The Tohoku earthquake and tsunami was not just a story of devastation, it was also a story of resilience, of a nation united in grief but determined to rebuild. In the face of unimaginable loss, the Japanese people displayed extraordinary stoicism and resolve. The Tohoku earthquake and tsunami serves as a stark reminder of the awesome power of nature and the importance of disaster preparedness, especially in regions prone to seismic activity. Chapter 10. Cyclone Bola, a tempest in the Bay of Bengal. The Bay of Bengal, a breeding ground for powerful cyclones, witnessed an unprecedented storm in November 1970. Cyclone Bola, a Category 3 cyclone, reached peak intensity with winds over 115 miles per hour. It devastated East Pakistan, now Bangladesh, with a deadly storm surge. Cyclone Bola claimed at least 500,000 lives, highlighting the need for disaster preparedness. As we've journeyed through these heart-wrenching chapters of natural disasters, we've confronted the awesome power of our planet and the fragility of human existence. Yet, amidst the devastation, a common thread emerges: the indomitable spirit of humanity. From the ashes of tsunamis and earthquakes through the ruins of floods and famines, people have risen time and again to rebuild their lives, their communities, their world. These disasters, while tragic, serve as powerful reminders of our shared humanity, our capacity for compassion, and our unwavering will to persevere. Here at GlobeBit, we're committed to bringing you stories that matter, stories that illuminate the wonders of our world and the challenges we face. If you've been moved by these tales of resilience, consider subscribing to our channel and joining our community of explorers. Together, we can learn from the past, prepare for the future, and celebrate the enduring strength of the human spirit. Thank you for joining us on this sobering journey through history. See you in our next video.